stuff in the background there? Or?
Oh, we got it all in the background. We're already rolling.
All right. Oh,
Valerie
goodness.
Pallotta?
Pallotta, correct.
How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm okay too. Calvin and I wanted to meet you today because your name was in the program.
Oh,
And you have a very important cause.
I do.
Tell me about it.
I do. So my son Joshua is a veteran who served in Afghanistan in 2010 as part of the Vermont National Guard's deployment. He struggled with PTSD and traumatic brain injury and sadly committed suicide last September.
It makes my heart heavy to think about it because I've seen it happen long before anybody used those letters PTSD. It's been called many other things through every war and conflict, from shell shock to you name it. I'm sure you've studied the history of it. So what made you decide to do something about it and get your soapbox going to let other people know about it?
I had to do something. I think
You just said about 3 chapters of a book. I had to do something.
I did. If I didn't, I would probably curl up and crumble. And I think when you hear the statistic that 22 veterans end their life every single day, and that's just the documented statistic, it's pretty scary that our veterans aren't treated better than that.
I want our viewers to think about that for just a minute. That's a figure I wasn't going to mention, but I'm glad you did.
It's a veteran every 65 seconds. Or, sorry, 65 minutes. Yeah. Every 65 minutes, a veteran ends their life.
Isn't that amazing? Veterans and people who've been in the service, dedicated their life to a cause, and then have something like this happen. And I hope the viewers watching this can get a little inkling from your eyes about how deeply this affects a mother.
Yeah,
a mother is different from any other person on the face of the earth.
That's right.
And so this was so tough for you.
It still is, and it was 9 months on Tuesday.
The wound is still open.
Wide open. You carry a child for 9 months in your womb, and then they have been gone for 9 months, and it's really hard just to go on, and you do it because you know that there are others who need help, and there's a hole in my heart that will never be filled, and if I can save one veteran's life by doing this work, then I will have done a little snippet of a fraction of good, and I'll just keep going until 22. That number 22 is 0.
How long did it take you to amass a circle of friends who really care enough to help you with this project?
Not very long at all. Actually, even before my son deployed, I was the chartering president for Blue Star Mothers of Vermont.
Well, of course you were.
Yes.
You've got it right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, you live in Colchester.
So I live in
right?
Colchester. Yeah, we have been supporting veterans since 2009. We officially chartered in 2011, but we had a pretty good support network before, and it took a split second before people came out and said, I want to do something to help. And in the 9 months that my son has been gone, we've raised probably $12,000.
Isn't that marvelous?
Yeah,
marvelous.
And we have a small group of Blue Star Mothers. There's only about 20 of us.
Now, is this part of a wider network?
It is. It's Blue Star Mothers of America. We're just a Vermont chapter of Blue Star Mothers of America, and they've been around since the 1940s and officially chartered in the 1960s. But we are the first Vermont chapter that started in 2011. We officially chartered. Yeah, we do a lot of veteran support, emergency support for sometimes childcare or groceries, fuel assistance, things like that. But this, since Josh died, we wanted to focus more on supporting veterans with PTSD. So the Josh Pallotta Fund is within the Blue Star Mothers organization.
So people now on both sides of the lake know exactly who you are.
Yay!
And if you come knocking on the door saying, I want to talk to you for a few minutes, are you asked to do a lot of appearances?
Not really. I actually went down to D.C. and testified before the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs in November. Yes, I did.
I missed it.
I did. Yeah.
It was probably on the cable networks.
It was actually on the wider networks. It was on CNN, and
no kidding.
It was pretty well publicized. And then a couple of months ago, I went to Montpelier and testified before the state legislators for a couple of bills that have been out there and passed. I'm really happy about the bills and acts that have been passed, but I think that we're doing a lot to raise awareness, and people are aware now. But I think we need to have more action. There needs to be less prescriptions and more support for pet therapy, and there's the Veterans Horse Barn Project, a lot of those therapies that are not pharmaceutical that are helping veterans, and I think we need to look at that.
You must have been a pretty quick study. Did you go to college over there?
I did not.
You are amazing.
Well,
You're
thank you.
Eloquent.
Thank you.
Some things in life force us to be eloquent when we know there's a need.
Yeah, it's my mission. It's for my boy.
It
It's
sounded
his
like
memory.
you didn't even have to think about it.
No.
It just
No.
transpired.
It's right here. It's for him.
So what, has your organization moved to this side of the lake? I know you're here today in New York State.
I'm here today. We do a lot for Vermont. We have not moved over here yet, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know what the Blue Star Mothers chapter situation is here in New York.
I bet you find out.
We've supported Gold Star Mothers in New York because they were closer than the nearest New York chapter. So we've supported Gold Star Mothers. So we're open to supporting, and it's PTSD, it's veterans. They're all brothers.
You know what, Valerie, a lot as I'm talking to you, thinking on my feet, it dawns on me that a lot of people don't want to think about this subject.
Yeah.
Because there's a horror connected with it. Mm-hmm. This is obvious in your voice and your demeanor today. But we think they should.
I don't think you can fix a problem if awareness isn't raised. If you're not raising awareness of a problem or an issue, you can't fix it. And when I was preparing to come here to the Salute to Everyday Heroes, I was looking at statistics for police officers and EMTs, and the statistics are just as tragic as they are for veterans.
Well, we know. We've been thinking about it and talking about it as we do reports on this big search that's been going on for over 3 weeks here in the North Country.
A thousand officers who are out there looking for this murderer, and the PTSD that can appear with them, and it's scary.
Yeah.
We have to have the support services for these men and women.
I like what you're doing.
Thank you.
I hate what you've gone through to get here.
Me too.
But if people watching this are inspired, and how can they not be inspired by what you say?
Thank you.
How do they get in touch with you if they need a little more information from you?
They can contact our Blue Star Mothers organization. We have a website, www.bluestarmothersofvermont, Vermont is spelled out, .org, or they can email me at aromablessings@yahoo.com.
What was that? Aroma?
Aroma Blessings. It's AROMABLESSINGS.
Best domain in the world.
At yahoo.com.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I was an aromatherapist. I haven't done much with it since my son has died.
But I know people who do.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for complementary therapies for assisting our veterans too. Using scent and massage therapy and physical therapy. All of these things are really showing to be effective.
So the poignant message today, if somebody is suffering from PTSD, even though they don't know it, if they have some of the symptoms, but if you are a mommy or a grandmother, or a sister or a brother, talk to somebody.
Call the Veterans Crisis Line, call a buddy, call your unit, call somebody, a family member. If you know your son or daughter or friend or brothers, contact with whatever branch of the military they're in or service. Just call somebody and call my cell, 802-233-0630, and we'll try and figure out how to help you.
Valerie, I'm one of those simple-minded people who believes there's a reason for everything. And one of the big reasons for Calvin and me and Hometown Cable of coming here today was to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And to hear your story.
Thank you.
We will stay in touch with you.
I hope so. If you're not, I'm coming after you.
Thanks so much, Valerie. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, it's come time to talk about disabled American veterans. Chapter 179 in Peru, New York. And look at this beautiful picture Calvin made him get it out of the van a few minutes ago. I love this picture because I love the Plattsburgh Barracks Veterans Park. Robert A. LaFont, Chapter
I'm the one
179.
that started it.
I know you did.
Yeah.
Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Paul Dumas.
Paul?
Dumas. D-U-M-A-S.
I know that. I know
Okay.
that. And I'm just thinking about my next question.
Oh, okay.
Paul, it's important that we have this place out on the former Oval in the Plattsburgh Air Force Base. Calvin and I have been out there dozens of times,
Yeah.
and I've been out there maybe hundreds of times over the years
Yeah.
to watch some pretty august ceremonies, to hear some big speeches,
Yeah.
to watch the flag go up and down. And I don't mind telling you that in 1995, when the flag came down for the last time, Calvin and I were there. I held the microphone. It's a good thing my face wasn't visible, because the tears are running down my face.
Teary-eyed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the flag is going to be raised again this September. The old flag.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Scoop. What do they call it? Breaking news? Yeah, breaking news.
I just got a memo the other day on it. That's how I know about it. Is that they want to use that big flagpole? On that day they want to. They're getting that flag back from Clyde Lewis's family, and it's going to be raised.
Wow. If the general public knows that, or they know one thing more than I know until right now, you just made my day.
Well, good. I'm glad I made somebody's day.
That's great. So you conceived this idea. Tell me how and why that developed. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, they were selling out everything. There was going to be nothing left for the veterans around here. I mean, that was the oldest base in the United States. It wasn't, till they closed it.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I went around to the different veterans organizations, and I talked to them, and I got a letter from each one of them, and I went to the city council with it, and that was where we ended up. And if you saw my scribble paper that I started with.
Well, the Gettysburg Address was on the back of an envelope, right? So who cares if it was scribbled?
Yeah, no, I mean, like the flags, I had those originally way out here on next to the blacktop, yeah. On each side.
When people come to visit me, there's only a few places I take them on their little tour. And this is the first place I take.
That's where you should go.
And look at that, because it gives a powerful message. Every time the North Country Honor Flight flies out of here early in the morning, and Calvin and I are there sometimes before sunrise in cool
And I am
weather.
too, directing you in.
That's where you are. And we've been there for every single one of the flights so far. But my point is, every time we do that, this is the center of attraction.
Yeah.
The flagpole back here is raised. The flag goes up and down. We hear taps.
Yeah.
We hear reveille this time. That's the first thing we hear is reveille, right? Does that stir your bones when you hear that?
Yeah, tell me about it. What you want to do though is some nice summer evening when the temperature and the humidity is just right. Stop in there about 10:30 at night. You won't believe it. The benches are all covered with people sitting there looking around, others walking around.
It's amazing. Well, they say a place has a soul.
Yeah.
This place has a soul.
Got a lot of them.
And a lot of souls.
You got it.
And when they brought the moving Vietnam Wall here, that was an experience that was profound and deep. Anybody who's seen the original wall and seen the moving wall knows what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
Because we lost how many people from the North Country in the Vietnam conflict? So many.
Well, if I could get my computer going, I could tell you, because it's on that monument over there,
Right
that
over
black
there.
one.
Yep.
It's all on there, and I've just got the numbers the other day, so I can get it finished with Afghanistan and Iraq.
Well, we invite our viewers, whether they live in Plattsburgh or not,
Oh yeah.
to make sure they visit the old base oval, the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base. Mr. Dumas said it was the oldest active military installation in the United States, so it has a history.
Well,
This morning on the computer and with friends and family, I was talking about the old stone barracks,
yeah.
the oldest building on the base,
Yeah.
1838. there's a new company opening up there quite soon. As I recall, Calvin and I have an appointment. Did anybody say free beer that day? I can't remember. Yeah, Calvin said he insisted. He's the man.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
we'll go out there and see what they've done to recover that wonderful old building.
I have
I got it. Slow
a
hand Luke here.
photo that the engineer, the last engineer that was on the base before he left, he gave it to me. The footers in the map there, they did a sonar in that area, and the footers of old Fort Moreau are under the ground right there.
Don't you love it?
And it's going to be an article in the weekly paper coming up on it.
I think that's great for people who are watching this who are outside this area, or for the people who live here and are just a little bit uninformed.
Right.
There were 3 forts connected with the so-called Battle of Plattsburgh that occurred around September 11th, 1814.
Yeah.
And there was another fort outside the area, but 2 right there
Yeah,
in
right.
Fort Brown.
Yeah.
Also, that's just a big pile of dirt along Route 9,
Yeah.
just outside of town. But if people will stop and read these plaques, maybe they can get an idea about what some of
Right.
this stuff was all about.
That's right.
And you get really informed when you get a long mustache like this guy's got, and it keeps it twirled every day.
Well, you have to. Because, I get somebody come along that doesn't know what they're, anything about it. I have to be able to tell them a little something.
Yeah.
And that's why it was, right now we're on our 4th wall. It's only showing 2 in this photo right here. First and
You're on
second.
your 4th one now?
We're on our 4th
No
one,
kidding.
and we're, I think, is 12 bricks high and 26 bricks long each row. So, I think if I counted right the other day, I think I need like 70 some more bricks to finish the 4th wall.
Well, let's get it done right here and now.
I got 20.
See these bricks over here? The fight does not end when they come home, that's for sure. Tell us how the brick deal works now. How does that work?
I have a brick form right there.
Okay. I see it over there, upside down.
Well, I got a lot of them here, just in case I can do business.
Okay.
But see, there's a place here where they put down who the purchaser of it and their address, and then there's 3 lines to fill out about the veteran that they're purchasing this for.
Yeah.
And we call it a donation. That way it
course.
covers everything that way.
You know, I can remember when this brick thing wasn't even an idea. Now there are bricks in a lot of places. A lot of the veterans organizations have brick walls where they are. Down in the Riverwalk in downtown Plattsburgh, all around the monument, there are some wonderful bricks.
Yeah, they are.
And I don't mind saying that our family members are written on some of those bricks elsewhere. So what do they do if they want to buy one?
I'll give them the form. They fill it out and they send that back to me with their $50 donation per brick.
Per brick.
And if they should send me back 2 or more, 2 different people.
Yeah.
If I ask, I will call them up and ask them, which one do you want first on the wall?
Oh, I see what you mean. Great idea.
Because
Position is everything, right?
well, it's got to be, because the way they do them. A lot of times they'll have their son will be first and then dad will be second,
Sure.
Or grandfather third.
Yeah.
Well, I talk to him and I say, well, grandpa's first, wasn't he? And then it was father and then it's son, right? That's the way they should go on. So that's the way we end up with it probably. But,
So you got 70 more to go.
I'm saying in the neighborhood of 70. And
Maybe by the next time you and I talk, you'll have to stick another wall on the end
I
of
hope
that.
so. And then we've already got plans on where the 5th wall is going to be. It's going to be right behind the big rock
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
with the same
It's all
curvature.
very tasteful, just the way it looks there.
With a curvature the same as it is on these walls.
Sure, I like it.
So that's what we've got.
That's great. I hope everybody stops by to see you today. I know this is a good organization.
I would just love to use up all these right here today.
Okay, that'll be good.
Hey, wouldn't it though?
We'll walk around the parking lot saying, hey, get in there and talk to that man. Sign up.
Sure.
Good luck, my friend.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good organization.
It's one of the best.
I
What
like
do you mean?
It. I like it. See you
One of
later.
the best.
Keep
Okay.
twirling that mustache, will you?
I will. Just for you, buddy.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you.